Hey, finally. Can you hear me, Liz?
Yes.
I can hear you too. We
Wow,
already have
finally.
around, yeah, 20 of them joined.
Yeah,
Imagine
great.
they're all waiting for you, Liz.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me
And
just
exactly at 12:30 you joined, see?
see. Always on time.
No, no, this is like a showstopper, you know. I was a filler. I was just setting the stage for you, and then the
Come
showstopper
on.
enters.
Come on.
Good to see you guys. Sunday afternoon, नहा धो के आ गए finally सब.
Why was that compulsory? नहा धो के आ जाना है? Why?
It's not compulsory. I was just being goofy. I was just playing a dialogue of a movie, Hera Fairy. मस्त नहा धो के आजा Sunday को. And can you imagine? Everyone is asking me the same question. नहा धो के नहीं आया तो चलेगा क्या? I was like, वैसे भी कहाँ नहा धोते हो तुम लोग? तो आ जाओ जैसे आना है.
Yeah.
अच्छा, विराज, मैडम को ही कॉम्प्लीमेंट दे दो तुम लोग यार. This is the problem with India, you know. Men never get any compliments in life. So please do something for mental health of men.
Sorry, because men are somehow, you always portray yourselves to be like super strong. We don't care.
I don't think so. And we don't even want to portray that anymore.
Hey, so I do see my guys joining in, like all of you guys. Some of these are like term, I think, you know,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah. Welcome all of you, whoever with your name, not with your name. Hi.
I know the handles are different sometimes, so you don't know who the person is.
Exactly.
Riz,
Hey,
how's everything in Dubai? How's the weather?
weather is better, definitely.
Thank you, Simran. So, weather is good?
See, you got now. Somebody saying, sir, you look so
Yeah, but
happy.
I had to fish for them, right? I say, apne aap nahi aati. I had to put in effort to get compliments. Anyway, so is it warm? Is it hot? How is it in Dubai?
It is, but it's definitely much, much better now.
Okay. I think October, November, May it starts getting cooler, right? In Dubai?
Yes, even it should start getting better. Yeah, in October, mid-October, November. Yeah.
Awesome. So, guys, thank you for joining us. I think it's time. All of you are here on a Sunday afternoon. I think it means a lot to both of us. And you know, हम लोग ऐसे ही बातें कर रहे थे, and we thought, okay, let's do a live session because we both do certain similar things at the same time, some different things as well. And we thought, why not just catch up over a live session and let's see if anyone is interested in listening to our nonsense. And Riz was quite graceful and gracious to accept that invitation. He said, "Okay, चलो करते हैं कुछ मस्ती करेंगे Sunday afternoon," and that's why we are here today. So we thought we'll, generally just chat. We'll talk about life. We'll talk about spirituality and stuff like that. जो मुझे तो नहीं आती, but Madam is very heavy on that. So for those who don't know Riz, I mean, I'm sure those are joined. But in case you don't know her, let me just quickly tell you something about Riz. Apart from being an amazing optometrist, she is like an academician, a researcher, a clinical in optometry. But that's not why she is here right now. So keep her optometry credentials aside. But apart from that, she's also she's done a lot of work in life coaching. So she's a pranic energy healer. She's a sound healer. She is a tarot reader. So a lot of life coaching as well as manifestation coaching, and I think she also does spiritual coaching, if I'm correct, right, Liz? Yeah.
Yes, in water now. You should stop.
Did I get it right? Whatever I said.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Of course.
but I want to share a very interesting story with Liz. So we know each other for quite some time now, many years now. But initially, when I first time when I met her in optometry conferences, she always used to come across as a very geeky, nerdy person. She wants to attend every lecture in the conference also. And I was like, conference में कौन attend करता है यार lecture? एक दो हो गया बस हो गया ना कितने lecture attend करोगे? So, but she wanted to attend all the lectures, and I used to think, यार ये तो I can't relate to this because you know me, right? How a typical backbencher I am. मैं कभी कभी खुद के लेक्चर भी मुझसे अटेंड नहीं होते तो किसी और के करने तो और मुश्किल है. So I was like, how do I get her out of the conference hall? And that was my goal that time, and I actually succeeded once. And ever since, we've been meeting at conferences and doing a lot of mercy outside the conferences also. So that's Riz for you, right, Riz? Did I miss out anything?
Man, so I think it's now time to pull your legs a little bit. So as we and it's Sami. So see, I have our optometry students, my spiritual coaching friends, all of them have joined, and my kid has joined. Okay, my young.
Oh,
Now I'm more tensed. Yeah. So, but anyways, Nilesh. So as he rightly said, he plays a very important role in my spiritual exploration. Bringing me out of the geek. He said you always need that one friend that says you are putting an act outside. There is this another.
who can see through you.
Exactly, see through you, fellow Pisces. So I've always heard Nilesh's name in various forums, okay? And all I knew is if he's a co-speaker, then you have a run for your money, okay? Because for him, it's like just one hey, one selfie, one hi, and then he's like, and and for us, I'll be speaking with 10 slides, so much content, and still I'll be looking at people and that vibes though. So I said I'm going to get in touch with this so-called like this charming Nilesh and learn the tips and tricks to public speaking and all of that. So I was waiting for an opportunity. It's exactly 10 years, Nilesh. August 2015
Oh,
is
wow.
both became friends. I dropped you in the airport as part of EWOC ESO's conference.
Right.
Now 2025, like it's happening, right? So as fellow Pisces, we immediately just sort of like, that tell that bonding happened. And I knew that I met a friend for a lifetime who really gets you. But the most important experience is this, as he said, when I had to make my move to Dubai from India, guys, listen to this, okay? It was a big move because I had to leave my family base and then come. And I'm like, I need a brain to pick who's very objective, who is less emotional, but he sees through you. So I was in front of the whiteboard and the only person that came to my mind was Nilesh. So I called him because you all have to have a friend like this, okay? So I called him and then we did what we all know as SWOT analysis: strengths, weakness, opportunities, threat. Staying in India, moving to Dubai, ta-da-da, big life decision, okay? Big life decision. Nilesh, you're responsible for this, okay? But at the end, he only asked two questions. What's the best thing that can happen and what's the worst thing that can happen? The best thing that can happen is I get to explore something that I've never explored in life. And then, you know what, like, come what may, I get to learn, right? A part of whatever
Yeah.
that I ever learned. And the worst thing is I fail. You know what? I go back to the country that I've always known. And he said, pack your bags. It's time that the next phase of your life is awaiting. Nilesh, thanks to you because this phase is amazing, amazing for me. So, and that's Nilesh for you guys.
Awesome. So I can take some credit to whatever wonderful, what wonderful things are happening in your life, right?
Yep.
Cool. So guys, now you know enough about us. Let's start with this conversation now. And Liz, I'm going to directly ask you a very very difficult, not difficult, a hard hitting question. Okay. I think you
Okay.
partly answered, but I still want to know a little bit more about it. Which is,
Okay.
what is that one moment? What is that one moment which
Mm-hmm.
completely flipped your life and also your hairstyle?
It happened again around the same time that we met, Nilesh, that, I grew up in an environment where I didn't have any other option other than to succeed and thrive.
Mm-hmm.
But succeed, I mean, constant survival mode, I would say.
Yeah.
But there was this inside void that always existed saying, "Our kuch hai," there's something that you need to go. And this is I've never shared this experience, first time sharing it in the public. As part of a school screening program, I'd gone to visit a temple in the interior parts of southern India called Gangaikonda Cholapuram. And I had a massive experience. I don't want to name or label that experience. It showed me certain things that I'd always was running away from, and it is still a moment that I would sort of hold so close. People that have experienced different forms of divine energies, you can call it Shiva, you can call it Krishna, you can call it Allah, you can call it anything, but people
Mm-hmm.
experienced and gotten in touch with this sort of a divine energy will know what I'm referring to. And that's the moment I realized whatever I'm running towards is just, to probably feel validated or to fill certain parts of me. But there's always something that's been waiting for me to feel fulfilled in any given moment.
Right.
And in that moment, like whatever I considered as my identity, be my name, my religion, my hair, you know, because I really had a long hair, even
I know. Yeah.
right. So yeah, so I just went ahead and removed a lot of stuff from my life, and the hair was also part of it. But it's been an amazing journey.
So we have a new race after that. Okay.
Yep. So questions to Nilesh. 1 second, I think.
Don't make it as difficult as Viva.
Uh, oh. Just a second.
Huh? Bapre. No.
No, I wrote down the question, but you know what, like, and I'm
Guys,
like,
meanwhile, you can type your questions and comments. If
yeah. Please
you have
type your
something
question
similar,
in
you
your
had a
comments,
similar
guys. Yeah,
experience, you can write.
yeah.
If you
Always,
want to
please.
ask anything to either of us, and which you think we can answer, we'll be happy to do that as well. So
Yeah,
bindas, एकदम bindas लिखो. टेंशन नहीं
yeah,
लेने का भाई. बिंदास पूछने का.
yeah. Okay, Nilesh, I have this
हाँ,
question for you because
बोलो.
I wrote down. Really, I thought about so much. Okay,
बाप रे.
what's one quality that makes people feel like your soul family instantly? What's compatibility for Nilesh?
You want me to tell the truth, right? I think we need to be honest here. We cannot
Please.
fool people. Let's be honest. So
Yes.
I'll tell you the first thing which really attracts me or which helps me bond with a person is sense of humor
Ooh.
and how people can accept and take humor on themselves. So if you can laugh at yourself and then you can laugh with others, that's the first thing that clicks. First, very first thing, right? But doesn't mean everyone with a great sense of humor you can really, be a person in your close circuit or can be a person in your soul family kind of thing. But that's the first thing that attracts. And after that, I think what really attracts me in a person is uh, generosity and someone who likes to give. Okay, that's real. I'm being very honest here. I cannot relate to people who are chindi. जो मैंने 1 रुपया दिया तो तूने 1 रुपया दिया, what that kind of people I cannot relate to them. So unless you are generous enough and unless you are a giver, I cannot bond with you. So I believe that you have to be a giver. मतलब, there are many takers in this world, but if you are a giver, then you can bond with me. And you can look at people around me who are really close to me. They are all givers. They are all generous, and that's why we bond. And I remember a very good line on this. Takers eat well, but givers sleep well. So yeah, that is something really, I really catches my attention, and automatically I bond with them. Hey, एक question अच्छा आया है. बाप रे, optometry पे बात नहीं होने वाली guys, so I'm so
Yeah,
sorry about that. But what is business ethics for you?
yeah.
So it's about ethics. I will not talk about business and optometry in this one. This is very generic, life related. But ethics I can talk, which is basically do something which you would be happy if someone does that to you. It's as simple as that. So if you look at, even if it is a business, if you look at the benefit of your customer, at the end, if the customer is getting benefited, I think that is good enough as a guideline for you to conduct a business. Because I believe if you're doing things for the customers or patients' betterment, eventually business will come. And I've seen a lot of successful businessmen like that as well, and I respect them. Of course, there are businessmen who are unethical, still earning money, but they don't have my respect, and I don't know how well they sleep at night. Okay, so okay, I'll ask you one more question, Rizna.
Add to what you said, Nilesh, because of all the
Go for.
in this thing. No, it's very important that on the spiritual side, it's karma, right? Like
Ah,
what goes around always comes back.
thanks, man.
So just keep that in mind.
Awesome. I'll take this question also, Andre. Maybe you can add to that. Should we keep spirituality and professional life separate? If not, where to draw a line between these two? Very
Wow.
heavy questions are here already.
Seriously, no, in fact, I thought about it, but later I realized that spirituality is no different from life. You
It's a
know,
part. It's a part of
it's
life.
about life itself is aligning more and more with your spiritual self because, there is this famous saying that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human
Human.
experience, right? So
Absolutely.
you're in here to go back to that oneness or the connectedness, whatever you want to call it as. So whether you're doing professional service, you're seeing a patient, like in, like in all the Vedas, religions, every book of scripture tells you that by serving that human being, you're serving God. And that's what spirituality is all about.
Very well summarized, Rishi. So here's one more question for you. Okay,
Yes. No,
we
before that, see, I have to acknowledge this thing. You are such an important person in optometry. So there are people that says a lot of optometrists in Pune, they wouldn't have chosen optometry if not for you. Either it's good karma or you take responsibility. But jokes apart, Nilesh, you are an inspirational personality, really.
Thank you. So here's one more coming for you, okay?
Yep.
See, generally what happens is people feel that achievements is happiness. Okay, I achieved something, so that correlates with happiness. I don't know. I have a different view, but I'm asking you. Okay, suppose if it is not about achievements, then what else is happiness, or what would happiness look like in a day-to-day life to you?
Man, this has been my entire search, and I'm still searching, I would say. But
Good, you're accepting that. See, we don't know all the answers, right? We are
correct.
also searching a
I thought
lot of.
that was happiness. When I thought degree was happiness, then I thought dollars as happiness. Then I thought having a darling is happiness. Desires all the time,
Oh, so
constantly.
degree, dollars, darling, three Ds, huh?
Dar-
Ah, very
and
smart, huh?
yeah, all desires towards something outside of you. But all of this at some point can be taken away, no matter what. It can be taken away, or even if it's people, they can choose to, leave you or whatever it is, right? So then the one thing that's always given me happiness is divine. Another D. But the fourth D,
Oh,
where
fourth dimension.
both dimensions, there you go. That's my Piscean friend adding
I
massage.
intuitively understand, see?
Guys, but all of you, now you're in the very aspirational part of your career. We are not advocating all of you to just renounce and become monks here. But but the thing is, if you do everything for just connecting more and more with the divine, or whatever you want to call it as, even if you're agnostic or atheistic, there is a large mystery that still we haven't unraveled. You don't know how your heart beats. You don't know, like, how you ended up in this life,
Absolutely.
right? So there are so many such things that's just unfolding, for which we do not have an answer. So you have to believe in something. So just keep anchoring with it, and then you see everything else that comes beyond this, as a bonus. And then whatever happens, no matter, even if you wake up and your bank balance is like, ooh, bleak, you
Mhm.
still know, like, I can run the show. So for me, it's always like, jo bhi hoga, I mean, I'm trying some Hindi, like, unka charan pakad kar, you know
Okay.
wo sambalega. So whatever happens for me, it's all like, ho jayega.
So you will manage and you'll
I
face
will, he
whatever
will,
comes.
he's there.
Okay,
I'm,
good.
he's there.
So
That's happy.
I think it's a very good question popping up. Viraj is asking, what's one recent change that has brought the greatest improvement in your life?
What is the recent?
No. What is the recent change that has
Uh-huh.
brought greatest improvement in your life recently?
Yeah, this understanding that, you keep, the more and more you keep chasing, thinking, oh, I get the job, it will give me happiness. Oh, I get this money that pays me more, I'm going to be happy. And then, oh, I get the PhD. That's the biggest part of my life. I thought, like, after I finish the 7 years of my long journey, I'll be happy. But on the day I defended and I came out of the campus, BITS Pilani, I'm standing there and I'm clueless.
I
I'm
was
really,
like, what next? Now I achieve what now?
yeah, now my life again looked void. So the improvement, if I would say, Viraj, is that just learn to be happy in this moment,
In the
no
moment.
matter what, and then do the best that you could do. And always, ensure that you put your best foot forward, baby steps forward, but don't
So
chase.
that also answers the question why I'm not doing PhD.
No. But I have a question to you. As much as I say this, my mind always overthinks, Nilesh.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's always what else, what more, what next. So, and that's why I'm like, so I'm going to ask you, my coach, this question. What is your emergency fix when your mind feels like 200 tabs open? I was not able to, like, get this question because multiple tabs were open and I had to run to
Yeah,
get.
no. Obviously, it happens, right? We're doing too many things at a time. and we tend to believe that we are super people, superhumans. We can multitask, right? I think it's a. I'm trying. I may not be. I may not have achieved the ultimate goal in that. But how I plan to do this is, I learned that multitasking is doing one thing at a time, right and correctly. So even if you have three, four different things to do, you need to prioritize which one has to be done today or right now, and you give your 100% to that as much as possible, parking the other issues, and then finish there, then take the other one and the other one. Now, this is a very simple, very practical sense. But if I'm just too confused and just too many things are happening to me, what I do is I restart, I shut down. So if it is a computer and I have to do too many things and I'm just, overwhelmed, I switch off the computer, I keep the phone away, I go out, I either go in the balcony and I just keep looking far, far away, uh, just keep looking at the infinity, try to have no thoughts as such. So just shut down and restart if possible. And it actually works, many a times, because then a little bit of peace, little bit of thoughtlessness actually uh, gives you the bandwidth to come back and fight. So this is what I do practically, and it has been working reasonably well, I would say. Yeah. See, it is
Wow.
one more question, man. People are asking question. Hamza, तेरे सारे सवाल हम ही देंगे क्या? You need to have us as a life coach now. But we'll answer this one. How to decide whether we are on right path in while seeking spiritual life or lost in the crowd? I think it's a very powerful question, Hamza. And what are the key pointers for becoming a spiritual soul? ये थोड़ा बाजू में रखते हैं. But how do you know whether you are on the right path of spirituality, Riz, and you're not lost? I think
Yeah.
this is an important question. So if you can take
Yeah.
it.
I'll tell you, Hamza, you know what? Like, if anybody tells you they've exactly understood what to do with their life, don't believe them. Okay? Because you know you are on the path when the path disappears. This is another quote. Because
Yeah, yeah.
the journey is the path. The entire journey is the path. If somebody would have told me 10 years back that I would be in Dubai, I would work for a corporate, then do all of this healing work, I would be like, what? Seriously? So life has its plan for you. And if you really want to level up your game and manifest things that just, even what you've not imagined, like visualize a good life. But if you want to manifest like magic in your life, then all I would just say is embrace the uncertainty and drop all of these expectations of my journey has to be a certain way. I have to have this. I have to have this. I have to have this. Like drop all the must, should, everything, and just be like an explorer in life. Enjoy the journey, enjoy everything, but be an explorer. And there is no specific path that's destined. For the path will appear automatically, you know
So I mean, be in the moment.
exactly. Be in the
Yeah.
It's difficult for most people because the mind tells you, no, no, you see the world, you have to catch up with the world. Like that person has already like started PhD, this person joined corporate earning 50K. The mind will tell you 100 things. And that's the job of the mind.
Yeah, I think I read it in a nice simple pictorial book. I think the horse, the boy, the horse, something like that. It's a book like that, and
Right.
that's where he asks the question, and the question is, I can't see the path. How do I even walk? And then the other person says, take a step, and the walk will and the path will appear.
The
So
first
just
step.
take one step at a time, and you will find that it
Path.
appears. So very interesting. Sometimes sounds easy to say. Sometimes it's difficult to
I know.
um, actually do it, actually walk that path. But I think that's the only way. That's the way to go. And थोड़ा difficulty तो होता ही है life में. तो इसीलिए तो दोस्त होते हैं जिनको आप गाली दे सकते हो when you are in difficult times. That's why you have
That's
friends.
that's why we need to embrace your policy of humor. Just use
Absolutely, humor will help
your
you soar through that. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Good, good. So, Riz, I don't know whether you believe in this or not, but is it actually possible just to be yourself, the raw self? Because I think each one of us is wearing a lot of filters and masks. So, is it really possible in today's world?
Huh. Okay, you know what? I speak about authenticity a lot because in the path of manifestation, one thing that brings whatever that you want is to be really aligned with what you want. Like you be very clear and authentic, you know, because we want money, but a part of us says you don't deserve money. You know, we want that, but a part of us says you're not worthy enough. So authenticity to me is aligning towards your best self and higher self. That's one part. The
Right.
other masks and filters that you're talking about, we live in a world of masks, and sometimes you know we always show up in ways which just suits the crowd. Like in office we show up
Absolutely.
a certain way, in home we show up a certain way, and this is where some of us just lose ourselves in the process of just
Your
fitting
identity. Yeah.
with, right? So to me, if the question is it possible? Yes. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? 100%. But don't try to be this fully open, raw, vulnerable, all of that. Don't try all of that tomorrow. Like, you know, because sometimes the world rejects you very harshly. I'll tell you. Okay. So you start first with a very, very small circle, and you can even just remain with that small circle. But if you don't have anybody in your life where you can be soul naked, raw, and vulnerable, then there is something you really need to think about. So, to me, authenticity is not about going out into the world and telling all of my life stories, but it is to just have a space. To me, it's a very safe space where it's literally like, as you said, you know, we are like, as like you said, we are lovers and givers. Like, we always want to give. Now, you know, in a sense, you go out to the world, what people do, they take.
They
They
take.
really take, they walk left, right, center over
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. They're takers.
So you need to have healthy boundaries. So in a sense, being authentic is like walking on a tight edged rope, but the one place where you need to be 100% authentic is with you. Don't run away from you. Ask yourself, what are those parts that you're hiding, that you're not showing up, whether you consider it as your strengths or weakness or shadows that you think the world may not accept or reject. Start showing it up in a smaller safe space, see how it unfolds. But the more you know align with the version of you that's like the best, the higher version, the more life unfolds in
Agree.
more.
Got it.
Yep.
Deep.
So now you spoke about, like, we both a lot of spiritual questions, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So there is this question of, is there God? Is there religion? Is there someone watching us, waiting to punish us? You know, all sorts. And so I want to ask you, boss, do you see God as a strict teacher, a chill friend in your, or the, because you love humor, the universe is stand-up comedian? How do you see God as?
Oh my God. See, this is what happens when you say that you're going to be honest, and then the question like this pops up. Now I'm on the spot.
I
See, I have mentioned earlier that I'll be honest, right? And I will not even avoid your question. So if you ask me personally, and people can have their own opinion, and for my opinion, you can love me or hate me, whatever it is, but my personal opinion is my personal opinion, and I'll give it to you. So when it comes to God, uh, see, people talk about two ways about God. One is called as creationist, and other is uh, interventional God. Creationist means who created the world? No one knows, right? So there is one theory which is evolution, and the other is creationist theory. So somebody created the world, right? And this is where I am obscure. I have no clue what to believe. And I might actually tend to believe that yes, maybe someone created the world. But the other part, which is called as interventional God, means God is watching you, God is deciding what to do, and all those things. I don't believe that. Let me be honest with you. I don't believe. I don't believe that God is watching each and everything that people are doing. Otherwise, there is no way you can explain what is happening in this world. So I don't believe that. So my logic is you don't really need to believe in God or to not believe in God. As a human being, if you have common sense, if you have empathy, and if you can tell right from wrong, you're good enough. I have seen atheists to be the best people, and I have seen very many religious people to be the worst people in the world. So I don't need to even subscribe to the thought that you have to be religious or you have to believe in God or whatever. I believe in knowing right from wrong, having common sense, and having empathy. And good enough for me. Straightforward answer to your straightforward question is no beating around the bush. Okay?
So beautiful, Nilesh. So beautiful. Well said. Like when I said I had the spiritual experience a decade ago, it was nothing but love.
Yeah.
That's so, that energy was nothing but love. It was very, it wasn't harsh or whatever you would call it, as I'm waiting to sort of like punish you for, because you didn't know me so far,
So,
Yeah,
so it's love, right? And love has no religion, no boundaries, no.
right.
I mean, love doesn't look at all these things, right? It's basically you love everyone for what they are, right? So now that you're talking about love, a follow-up question on love. So, how has your definition of love changed or evolved over years?
Everything has shattered and gone and gone for a toss, I would say, because I'd been this hopeful romantic all my life. Still, I am. Even thanks to Bollywood movies
Stop
and
watching movies, stop watching series.
no, I grew up watching movies thinking that this fairy princess, Disney movie sorts. To me, love is all about like someone coming to save you sorts. Okay, but when you're speaking about love, you're speaking about love in the holistic sense. But in the world of our loved ones, be it the love with our parents or children and friends and intimate partner, lovers, whatever it is. So to me, if you ask, my definition of love has changed, and you started it off so well saying, you are a lover and a giver. So that's what I am, in a sense, like being an empath at heart. Like I want people to feel, if for me, love is where you are able to be 100% or at least as much authentic as possible and soul naked and be your fullest version without being judged. That's what love to me is. So just I'm connecting all the dots, like whatever we discussed so far, in a sense. And also this concept of like, everything, the definition, the conservative models about love. I think all of that is again, I think maybe it's all getting redefined. But I know like it's love when there are no expectations, in a sense, like I'm not
Yeah.
literally wanting something from you transactionally. Like we're just doing love each other as friends and by
Right.
collaborating, bringing the best version of each other by helping others. To me, that's what love does. It empowers,
Right.
it makes you think differently. It brings a different perspective. It doesn't keep you stuck within a confined thing saying, oh, you have to be this way for me to love you. It
Right.
opens up your entire mind.
Opens up. Mm.
To me, that's how I love my children. When I say children, like whoever that I connect with, my friends, my colleagues, and
Yeah.
who to my intimate world. If like you being loved in Riz's world or whatever, you're loved.
If you're lucky enough. Otherwise, you're just living your life, your loveless life, guys. So you have to be in touch with this to
No,
really feel what
we
love is.
stuck with the concept of Bakwa's romantic love, man. I mean, so the
Those are
whole,
gone, right?
yeah,
That's gone.
those are gone. Like there are so many versions of love, and divine love is something that
Aure baap re.
has everything.
Okay, cool. I'm going to answer this question. A very interesting question has popped up, which is it's difficult to choose between two ways. First, shown by parents, and second, the way where I want to go, what to choose. After living my life at the age of 50, I can answer this question confidently. When
You're
I was
50,
at your,
Dad.
huh?
You're 50. You
Yeah,
revealed your age.
it's okay. What's that way? You should flaunt your age rather than hiding. So what I mean is, at younger age is difficult, but now I can very confidently tell you, you need to follow what you think is right. Yes, you need to take advice from people who have gone through it. You need to understand if a particular career option, what are the pros and cons of that. The other option, what are the pros and cons of that. All those things you need to listen to your parents, and not just parents, anyone who has gone through that, right? So you can make an informed decision, okay? But eventually it's you who has to take a decision. I'll tell you why. Everything that happens to us is eventually our responsibility. Okay, right now suppose you picked one option because your parents asked you to do, and after a few years you didn't like it, and then you will keep blaming your parents and you will keep blaming yourself saying, यार तब मैंने खुद का सुनना चाहिए था, क्यों सुना किसी और का. No, your life, you have to be responsible and accountable for your decisions and your life. So virtually everything is your decision. Everything I'm saying. I'll give you an example. Suppose I say, "अरे उसने मेरे पैसे लेके गया वो और वो लौटा ही नहीं रहा," right? You can very easily blame someone. He took my money and he's not returning my money. Actually, he asked you money, asked you for money. Whose decision was it to give that money? It was your decision, and you have to be accountable for your decision. So try to be accountable for all those things, and it's you. Take advice from everyone, but follow what you want to do. Okay. So Hamza is still on. Hamza पूरा भिड़ रहा है. Maybe next time तेरे को ही ले लूँगा मैं live में. But you believe that creator created and works on how you perform in the world, and based on your deeds, be good or bad. I think yeah. So more or less same thing, right? So basically, it's your deeds. You have to be doing the right things. Okay. I think we've done that part enough, Hamza. But thanks for that comment.
I'm going to have a question now. You said responsibility and accountability, take conscious, be a conscious co-creator, whatever. Brilliant. But as Asian parents, we know, right? You have a daughter, I have kids, and we control our lives, the lives of our children aren't. So there is this thing. So for me, the question to you is, how do you balance dreaming big, amidst all of these things, and also loving exactly where you are? How do you balance?
Oh, good question. The thing is, over years, my definition of dreaming big has evolved and changed. So I don't want to change the world today. I don't want to be a billionaire today. So if, dreaming big itself has changed now. So my big dream is now just keeping my loved one happy. That's my big dream. Okay. If I feel my daughter is doing well and she's happy in her life, regardless of what I am doing, I'm okay. That's my big dream now. Okay. I don't want to change the world anymore because I've realized I am not sufficient to do that. I can change myself and I can influence the people around me who are close to me and who are, my near and dear ones. So dreaming big itself has changed now, right? So I'm just happy and at peace with myself. I realized my what all I can do and also my limitations. And with this, this is what happens when you've lived enough, you have enough experience in living.
Yeah.
So certain things happen when just by experience, and this is one of the things that has happened to me. That now I don't want to change the world. No, I just want to change myself, evolve enough to keep the people around me happy. That is good enough for me.
Beautiful.
So big dream, or shall we say sacrifice of father? No, it's not a sacrifice of father, Amda. It comes from inside. It is a sacrifice when you don't want to do it and you have to do it. But slowly your dreams actually change and evolve. And that's not because it's a responsibility. It just comes from within. So when it comes from within, it is a different thing. When it is comes because of the responsibility, then you can say it's a sacrifice, right? So there's just a couple of questions. I think we promised half an hour and we've already overshot, but still I will ask you one.
Seriously.
Just one quick question. I had written one for you. How do you still know that you're heading in the right direction? I think someone asked that, but still, how do you know you're heading in the right direction? What's your GPS?
My GPS.
Why are you not lost?
So for me, it's this. I don't know, like going back to my inner self. For me, whenever I feel like there's too much conflict or chaos, I always go to stillness. I take a pause. I take a conscious retreat.
Good.
Right, and that to me then tells me that whether it's too much noise outside that makes me feel this way, or is it because I am like at war with my own decisions and choices? Because a lot of us, we just follow something, and then at some point, why did I do all of this? Why did I even do all of this? And then you realize it's because the external noise was so powerful that you couldn't hear the inner voice that was just silently screaming. So to me, silence and stillness.
That's a Pisces thing, is it?
It's the most difficult thing, One of
is it a Pisces thing?
Huh?
Pisces? Because I do the same thing, right? I told you earlier, when I'm just overwhelmed, I switch off everything. I just look far away and just try to shut down all the other things.
No, what you said is even mentioned recently in a book that I read. It's called The Valkyries, where if you really want to embrace your creativity, one tip is just to gaze outside into the horizon, into the sky, as far as in the optometry side, you're relaxing the muscles of the eye. Basically.
Infinity. Accommodation at rest.
Exactly. But you're silencing your mind, you're silencing the number or shutting down the number of thoughts. The moment you quieten the mind, automatically clarity
Right.
comes. That's my GPS to me. To my GPS is meditation.
Cool. I'm also looking at starting meditation. I don't really do that, but many people have told me that you should try, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a try.
You should,
Yeah.
Nilesh. I mean, there's one thing I always tell my friends and clients, like people say it's very difficult to sit with our own self. Like it's super boring, you know? And then like if you don't love your own company, then who else is going to love?
True.
Right?
And true. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so now you know I was inspired by a recent post. Okay, so I'm going to ask this to you and also to the audience. I mean, recently I think you did this Insta vlog where you said, "What did your younger self, if your younger
Yeah.
15-year-old appeared in front of you, what would you say to him? What is the question? What is your answer? And audience again, guys, if your younger self now appears right in front of you, what would you say to him or her? Please post it in the comment section while Nilesh takes
Okay.
the.
Good. So I think this is going on social media as well. People are asking, what would you tell yourself? What do you tell your 18-year-old or 20-year-old? So my daughter also asked me this question, and I was like, that's exactly what I should tell you now, who's again 18 and 19-year-old, right? So yeah, I've learned, to be honest, when I was young, 18, 20, I was quite reasonable. I mean, I want to believe that I was still level-headed. So wouldn't try to tell much, but couple of things practically. One, I think finance. You need to look at the finances at a younger age. If you start, saving and keeping some money aside and investing, that helps. I think that is something we need to do now. Okay. So one is finance. Secondly, I think I used to take myself too seriously, and I used to be too conscious about myself. Ki what would people uh, notice about me? What would people think about me? Would they criticize me and things like that? And eventually, I realized that no one really has time to do all that for you. People are so much uh, involved in their own selves that they don't have so much time to look at every small detail of yours. So just be a little easy on yourself. Just don't give yourself undue importance. Of course, you need to give yourself importance, but not undue importance. And just continue doing what you really want to do. That really helps. So these are quick two things that I would tell myself, 18-year-old. Guys, you guys can also type. What is asked you to
They're,
type?
they're answering
Yeah.
there. See, they're actually answering.
Did you have the childhood that you older said, Remorel Bapre? This is such a heavy question, man.
Oh, that's my best friend.
But I'll
After
ask your question. Maybe I'll ask Riz's best friend. Uh, did you have the childhood that you olders have dreamt of? My childhood was pretty good actually. I had a good childhood. I had two elder brothers. We kept fighting. So of course, three boys. Imagine how it was. So I had a reasonably good childhood. My parents were very loving. Lot of musty, lot of playfulness. Go outdoors and play cricket, football. ये सब बहुत किया बचपन में. I had a childhood which was really cool, and technology did not take over by then. So fortunately, we were very close to the nature, and zameen se jude hue the. So I had a good childhood, I would say. And
beautiful. Everybody is saying
and as a child, what I dreamt of being an adult, I think I'm happy with that also. So I wouldn't really want to go back and change much.
anything.
I think I'm happy with whatever has come out.
That you're
Yeah.
blessed. And people are saying have social life, enjoy, relax, don't overthink. You know, don't take yourself too
To
seriously.
say, yeah, something similar I think is popping up now.
Yeah, I would tell my younger version definitely that in a sense, of course, I had a turbulent childhood, but I think my journey was meant to be that way. But if I were to tell my so what I'm actually doing is with every kid in my world, I'm it's one of my mission to offer them as much as peace and safety in the way that they're growing up. You know, that's very important. That
Hmm.
safe and stability during
Yeah,
childhood, feeling
absolutely.
nurtured and valued and seen for who you are is very, very important. I guess, like, you know, that's what builds the self-esteem of a child.
Cool. Awesome, guys. You can still continue typing. we're coming to the last part of this now.
Correct. The last part we thought we'll do a rapid fire, right? So quick questions. Okay, let me start with you. Okay.
Okay.
So I just ran now finding my another this thing, laptop. You've prepped for months, let's say, and your mic is like not working. You go up and then mic just goes off. What's your first move? Rapid fire. Quick answer. What?
Yeah, so this has happened before. My answer is I try to crack a joke or I try to be funny. That's my go-to reaction to any problem. So if my mic doesn't solve, I'll do some gestures as if you know what is happening to me, and then I will buy some time on the stage. Okay, now you.
Okay.
So your good friend, I think one of them is here. If she or he
Many of
forgot they forgot your birthday. What's your immediate reaction? You sulk or what? You cry, you sulk, or you take revenge? What?
Maybe if I were an 18-year-old girl, I would have done that. But I'd forgotten my friends' birthdays many times. I'd done that to them. So to me, they know me. So I also wouldn't take them really seriously. I think when you've taken someone as your
Okay.
best friend, so like, you give them loads of forgiveness beforehand only. So
Lifetime discount.
exactly.
Good.
Okay, so now for you, okay, let's say you get some unexpected criticism online, yeah, let's say, and then what do? You delete that comment sneakily, or you drop a wisdom, you reply. What do you actually do?
Okay, so I have multiple responses to that. One, I might just ignore if it is just okay, ignore, nothing much. If it is very personal, I don't generally delete unless it is personal, out of context and wishes, I will not delete it. I understand that, I'm not arrogant enough to believe that no one can disagree with me. Of course, people can disagree with me. It's okay. My maximum time, I take it lightly. I will just pass a fun comment or a funny emoji most of the time. Sometimes I'll try to explain if someone has a genuine concern and question, I will probably explain. But I would generally not delete unless it is personal wishes and out of context. Good?
Great.
Okay, something similar to what you asked. See, but not just necessarily about Mike, generally in life. Suppose you've planned something and your plans fell apart. What's your plan B? How do you manage?
See, I am such a disorganized person in general. You saw me, right? Yeah, the Piscean in me is always ethereal. So I'm not this very like having 100 plans, plan B and all. To me, somehow it will happen. That's how my mind works. And if it doesn't, that's how it's supposed to happen. I somehow make peace with it. So I never get agitated or anxious about whatever. So I don't make multiple plans. So to me, in a sense, like it doesn't mean that when I go for a conference, I of course have a presentation or in my email or pen drive, both are basic,
That's a different thing.
responsibility. But other than that, I don't really overthink my decisions. I don't take decisions very quickly, but once I make a choice,
Fair,
that's it.
fair.
That's what it's all about. I guess. But now that takes me to the next rapid fire question. Let's say you have all of these plans and you're feeling completely overwhelmed with everything going on in life. A father, husband, and I know entrepreneur. What's your let's say 2-minute emotional reset plan, trick or whatever, tip trick?
So similar to what we discussed so far, this happens because too much noise. So my immediate go-to place is shut the noise. Try to shut the noise as far as possible, whichever way it helps me. So take a deep breath, walk a little bit, or just look far away, or put on a song which will pep me up. So some of these things that I try to do if I'm just too overwhelmed, and I tell myself what is the worst that can happen, and the worst I can very easily manage the worst. So once I know the worst situation is manageable, then I say let it go to hell, let's rock. That's what I do. I actually do that. So I'm strong enough, I'll manage that. So that's how I tell myself, pep
Wow.
myself up, right? Okay, dream opportunity comes to you, but you're also scared of the uncertainty. So you take a leap or you just linger and get more information.
I think we started off with the life.
Yeah, actually, this is in a way also.
But all life has taught me this one thing, Nilesh. You either stay comfortable, or you either stay like in illusory peace in your comfort zone, or
True.
with freaking fearful mind you jump into the uncertain ocean. and that always gives you something or the other. So for me, I would be leaping, not lingering.
I'll do the same. I'll at least learn something even if I fail.
Exactly, even if we fail, right? Okay, now in Pune, I don't know how much this whole traffic thing is all about. Because
Don't worry.
I did see you the biker ka vlog, and that made me think this question. Like Pune ka biker, तो ज्यादा जादू करता है. So you are stuck in traffic on the way to, let's say, a conference or whatever. Okay, and what is your playlist, panic playlist, especially when these bikers are or mantra, any patience mantra?
So let me be honest. मातृभाषा में गाली देना is the only mantra and the only solution here. Completely out. Get it out of your system. And मातृभाषा, not English. Okay? सब ठीक हो जाता है 1 मिनट में. गालियां दे दो.
Empathy, compassion, and all outside the window.
सब outside, सब out of the window. Just गालियां दे दो और निकलो. Okay, you lose your phone for a day.
Uh-huh.
Would you panic? Is it too chaotic or a relief?
For me, like I can live without phone for like hours.
Without.
Without.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The youngsters should learn.
Never bothered me unless I promised that I would reach out to someone or whatever. I knew a lot of what we make complicated in life, emergency, vaira, all of that is just mind ka game. And because I'd done these Vipassana retreats where out of phone for 7 days, 8 days and all,
Right, you do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then when we come out, we see the world hasn't changed. It's still
we're giving too much importance to ourselves.
Too much all of these things. So I can be peaceful without my phone.
Awesome.
For you now, let's say, I've seen you really doing very good conflict management. Amazing. Okay. So let's say you are in this argument and for a change you realize you were wrong. Now, how do you own it gracefully?
Doesn't happen. I'm not wrong.
Now you're speaking like the Pisces interjecting with one Scorpio axis.
Yeah, no, of course I've been wrong. Every one of us has been wrong. See, I think if you look at the outcome of the argument as, something something valuable for both of us, then you don't care who's right and who's wrong. You should care about what is right and what is wrong.
Very true.
So the moment you disconnect yourself from the content, then you don't have a problem. And as I said earlier, I'm not arrogant enough to think that I'm always right. No, it can never happen. And even if you're right from your point of view, the other person is right from their point of view as well. So if you look at the way people are looking at the situation, even then the perspective changes, right? So I think we need to be just humble enough to understand everyone has a point of view and they may be perceiving things differently, and that's why it comes out as disagreement. So if you just give this particular rational thought and this understanding to yourself, then it's not an argument. It's more about together finding the right solution.
Beautiful.
So look at that as finding a right solution together. Now, if that has convinced you, I'm going to ask you the last question of the day.
Yes,
today. If the life throws you a plot twist, first word that comes to your mind, कहानी में twist आया तो, what is the first word that comes to you? अरे राजेश जी भी है, क्या बात है राजेश जी. अच्छा लगा आपको देख के ऑनलाइन. हाँ, there is.
No, life should be life. If without there's no plot twist, it's not called life. If you tell me to wake up, you do the same thing through the whole day, then I won't call it a life. So it's supposed to have plot twist. If it's really unexpected, I'll just say you take it. You know the best. That's it.
Awesome. So life itself is a plot twist.
Life itself is a plot twist. Like, us landing here and doing all of this. Namaste, sir. See, look at that.
Namaste.
Namaste. Okay, so I had really some maza, na?
Yeah, मुझे तो मजा आया. I think this is always fun to connect with you also, of course, and also with so many people who are also keen to listen to us. I was not very sure if there would be anyone who would want to listen to this particular chat, but so nice of people to join us on Sunday afternoon. So guys, please keep typing your comments and even your questions, and even after this we can always come back and revisit and we can also try to answer some of them. And if you share your insights, that will help us also. All of us will be wiser together, right? So continue posting your comments, and
Yeah.
we just hope that you had a good Sunday afternoon. I know sometimes it's a big ask to make to invite people to join on a Sunday afternoon. You may have your own commitments and things like that. Rez and I, we both are jobless, but I don't think others are. They have other things and other commitments. But having said that, you still joined and made this interaction quite meaningful. I had a great time, Riz. I hope you had a great time too.
Same thing, Nilesh, same thing. I think we just gonna, I wanna, because we started off with finding path and purpose and all of that, right? So I guess if for both of us, let's answer this. Oh, Rajesh Vadhwa sir, oh my goodness.
सर मैं पढ़ूंगा आपका कमेंट। तूफान जिंदगी के मुझे हैरान करते हैं, हर बार मेरा जीवन आसान करते हैं। क्या बात है,
Oh,
सॉलिड। ये कहीं लिख लूंगा एंड आई एम गोना यूज इट समवेयर।
please,
तूफान जिंदगी के मुझे हैरान करते हैं, हर बार मेरा जीवन आसान करते हैं। ब्यूटीफुल।
Asan. Thank you for all the love. Really, really, I'm so touched. Thanks, Nilesh, for actually even suggesting this. And but let's say if someone watching is feeling lost, or someone that's going to watch the recording, which will be available,
Yeah,
what's one sole reminder from all of your life wisdom that you want to leave them with before we log off for the day?
just one thing if I have to tell you, I would say that forget the external noise, do what your heart is asking you to do, and live in the moment. Don't think too much ahead of time. Just live in the moment. Every moment will tell you what to do the next moment.
Beautiful, beautiful. To me, it's always go back to your own inner stillness, very similar to what Nilesh said.
That's the problem. Pisces think alike, right?
Yes, that's always gotten all the answers. We think the
Yeah.
answer is inside, but the more you learn to sit with your own self, you realize your higher self, which probably has connection with divine itself, has the answers. And follow that. You will not regret at least. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah, it's your own mistakes. So what? I made a mistake, I learned. But it's your own mistake. You
I
can't
won't.
blame anyone else for that.
Yeah, yeah.
On that note, have a wonderful Sunday, guys, and keep chatting, keep messaging, keep talking. I
So
think
much love, guys.
that's so
So
much
much
important.
love.
Bye.